Hello, Pod Smashers of the Internet, and welcome to another episode of Termite's Buzz, a weekly video game podcast where me, your host Termite, runs through the games I am playing, the gaming industry news, and talks about some sort of retro gaming situation discussion at the end of the show. Thank you once again for joining me. I hope you all had a good weekend. I'm coming in on the day the show was supposed to go live. Father's Day destroyed me over the weekend. We had a lot of events going on, a very busy weekend. I went out to the Devil's Backbone Brewery out in Nelson County in Virginia and had a blast out there with my wife. We had someone watch, my mother-in-law watched the kid. My other mom, my mom, my mother-in-law, my other family entity, other half of the family watched the older child. So we had an afternoon out. That was super, super fun. What I expected to be one building was actually like a campus of smaller buildings, and it was lovely. There was like Adirondack chairs grouped together in seclusion, nestled into some bushes and such around. And so like we got to just chill. And there's a full restaurant. So we had lunch there. And then Father's Day itself was spent driving across the state to get to Fredericksburg to pick up my son and hang out with my father for Father's Day and T-Bone. It was a good day, good fun, but long trips all around, lots of activities, and I didn't get a chance to sit down to record an episode for y'all over the weekend like I usually do. So here I am on Juneteenth. So happy Juneteenth to you all. I hope you are enjoying whatever time off or whatever you can do to celebrate Juneteenth and remember the holiday. I'm glad that Juneteenth is now a national holiday. I think it's great. It's awesome. And if you want to know what it is, it's a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans, deriving its name from combining June and 19th. It is celebrated on the anniversary of the order by Major General Gordon Granger proclaiming freedom for enslaved people in Texas back in June 19th, 1865. So a very, very important holiday in our day in our national history, and I'm glad it's being recognized. I personally have the day off work today, which is why I can record in the middle of the afternoon. Actually, it's actually late morning, but it'll go live in the afternoon, so enjoy that. I wanted to talk about, I can't believe this completely missed my radar with this podcast, but I have this new chair called the Foldable Gaming Chair, and it's awesome. And I don't know if it's if it's found its way onto your feeds or not, but I found it because I follow Kind of Funny, and Greg Miller posted him sitting in it and was like, this is the best chair ever. And I was like, okay, what is this? So of course I click on it because why not? He's not sponsored by it. I'm not sponsored by this. I wish I was. In fact, this would be the perfect company to sponsor this podcast. The size of the company and the size of me and what my audience is and 80-bit Pod Smash, etc. It'd be the perfect sponsor. So if you're listening by any chance, I would love to talk. That'd be awesome. I don't think anybody of note actually listens to this. So it's the foldable gaming chair. So you're asking, you might be like, well, what is it? It is a camp chair that is built for gaming. And I'm trying to find like a good thing to read, like a synopsis of what this is. But a guy named Francois Robitali embarked on a quest because he is a dad and he likes video games. And gaming time is significantly limited, just like me. Like, this is his story. So, like, whenever he games, he has to make it count. And he lives in a small condo, and the couch is too far away from your TV. So, I don't know about y'all, but in my living room, because of the space needed for children and life, we have the couch on one end of the living room and the TV against the wall on the other. And yes, I have a 65-inch TV, which helps as far as the viewing, like watching shows and movies and, like, seeing dialogue and such. That's fine. But there's still too much distance to like comfortably game. And I've noticed this when I play games on my computer desk. So when I bring consoles down and do live streams, or if I'm gaming on my PC, which I hardly ever do, I can like see better. There's like a different immersion level because the monitor is significantly closer, yet there are 27-inch screens instead of 65-inch screens. The resolution's fine. Like I have a 1440p monitor, but it feels better. Like I feel more engaged. I feel more immersed in my games when I'm playing on my computer desk. And so that's what this person was trying to solve in making this chair. So there's like pictures of him on his website of using like a regular IKEA chair in his living room that doesn't look very comfortable, and then like a office chair, computer office chair. which, has like the rollies on the floor. And then there's like these video game rockers. I don't know if you'd like the floor chairs that rock on the floor. I thought those were fun as a kid, but not super cool as a adult. So, there's a cozy gaming chair. So it looks like a camp chair, but it has way more padding up on it, like in it and around it. And the arms are really big and wide. It's way wider than a camp chair, so it doesn't like hug your hips. There is a clip on the left side for a wine glass. Of course, there's a cup holder, which fits like a bottle of beer or any other beverage of your choice. And then on the right side, there's like a cubby hole that you can fit a controller in or your phone. Like a whole Nintendo Switch could slide into it, but it would stick out. And then there's like this little retractable metal hook that you can hang your headphones on. So you really have everything you need. And you don't have to put stuff in your lap, because that's an issue that he doesn't really talk about on the website, but I always have with the couch, is I don't have anywhere to set my drinks. I don't have like a TV tray. I don't have like the arm of the sofa doesn't have any cup holders built into it. I don't have like a center console. So I have this drink, and I usually sit cross-legged with the drink in between my legs and then my controller kind of around it. But then I'm hunched over, my elbows are on my knees, and like it's not good on your back. And then I have to like resituate myself constantly, like sit up straight and all these things. Well, the foldable gaming chair is amazing. I ordered this thing. It was totally impulsive. I was just like, you know what? This looks awesome. I think I needed the chair because in my basement where I'm recording now, I have a Secret Labs chair from my work, and that's awesome. I love it. It's my everyday chair. I sit in it all the time. It's what I do my live streams in. It works wonderfully for my computer desk and my gaming that I do down here. And if I have someone come over who wants to play games, including my kids come down to play games with me, my retro gaming collection is all in the basement. And in order to have two players, I always have to like pull down a chair or grab a foldable chair or a dining room chair. And it's very inconvenient. I have to hike a giant chair up and down the stairs and like to have someone sit with me. So I was like, I could get a foldable gaming chair, and that can be like the player 2 for the basement. And I can fold it up and put it away. It comes with a little bag, you put it in. But I found out that it's absolutely ridiculously comfortable. And so I use it as like whenever I have a night where I can play some games. Like if I'm going to sit down for an evening, I put the kids to bed and I know that we're busy or my wife's busy. We're not going to watch a show together, or like I have some time. I pull that sucker out. I set it up in the living room. It takes seconds. You just unfold it and sit on it. And it is ridiculously comfortable. The padding, the lumbar support, it's all there. I love this thing. Go check it out. I just wanted to talk about how cool it was. I didn't really realize how much of a need it filled when I was only looking for something for second player in the basement. For foldable gaming chair is pretty great. So go check that out if you haven't. It was actually what prompted me to even talk about it was Tech Radar had an article that hit my feed, and I was like, oh yeah, the foldable gaming chair. I can't believe I haven't talked about this on the podcast yet. So yeah, it's pretty awesome, and it's portable, right? It's like it's a camp chair. It's in a bag. It's got a strap on it. I can wear it and walk. I can take it outside. I can play my Switch outside with it. I haven't done that yet because I want to keep it clean and new, but, there's that. I can pack it up and take it with me to go on vacations with, so when you find yourself in vacation houses, beach houses, cabins, wherever you're going, like, not always the best gaming situation because those things aren't usually built for gaming and you just whatever. Now you have a chance, like, you have your own chair, and it's super, super comfortable. I think it can hold up to 350 pounds, so it can, any human can do that. Love it. I love it. It's great. In fact, now I want to like break it out and play today, which I might. I might actually do that. We shall see. Trophies and what I'm playing. I wanted to take a look at my trophy list with y'all because it's been a while since I've sat on my trophies, which is very uncharacteristic of me because I generally live and breathe my trophy list. I determine all of my gaming habits, what I'm playing, what I'm spending my time, like everything is dictated by the trophy wall. And so I haven't looked at it in a while, and I wanted to see where I am and what I need to do. You might think, oh, Termite, you're over this. Remember, there's so many good games coming out in 2023. You said that like your goals are gone. Well, on the surface, right? The motivation isn't as strong as it was to get all the platinums that I wanted to get this year or to do the 30 trophies a month, but it's never gone. It's always there. I always want trophies. I always want to do the trophy grind and unlock more and get more platinums and stay on track. So it's not done. It's just like not as strong this year because I've been distracted by so many good games. 2023 is insane. I've missed games entirely. I don't have enough time to play everything, and of course, the platinum rate is tanked for this year so far. But what am I like? what could I be doing? What's on the burner? Where am I? Well, I finished the Diablo 4 story, the campaign. So I have 20 trophies for the month of June, and today is the 19th. So I still have at least one trophy a day, which is what I used to do. That was kind of my main goal back when I first started really caring about trophies, but my completion rates and all that are low. So where am I at? I got Diablo 4, I have 13% of the trophies. It's only 8. And that was kind of like the latest PS5 game. I did start Call of Duty Black Ops, which I'll talk about in the retro gaming discussion. And I've got 9 trophies there. Grand Theft Auto 4, which I did mention in the past, I'd finished the campaign, and I'm done with it. And I've gotten 22% of the trophies, and that looks like 13 trophies there. 1 gold, 1 silver, 11 bronze. Beat Saber, I'm still messing around with on VR, but I don't plan to platinum it because there's a lot of grindy, hard things. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, definitely on my list of games to platinum. This is on the stack. So I need to circle back around and get the rest of the collectibles and those things. Let's see, I've got Horizon Forbidden West is on my trophy list again because of the DLC. So I would like to finish the DLC trophies in there. And then Hogwarts Legacy is the other platinum title that I want to platinum that I need to go back and do the rest of all of the collectibles and all those things. And then backing up a little farther, Minecraft Dungeons. I'd started playing that with my son in co-op, but according to T-Bone, the platinum's really easy, and the trophy guide also, of course, corroborates that. So I want to platinum that. So that's 3 platinums, Minecraft Dungeons, Hogwarts Legacy, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor that I don't have at all. Final Fantasy 16 comes out this week. And I'm also interested in Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 will definitely not be a platinum run for me because I looked at that trophy list and that's not cool. To go back even farther, earlier this year, I'd started a playthrough of Persona 5 Royal on PS5 and I got really far. So I want to finish that again. But what's cool about Persona 5 is I've already played it once and I didn't know what I was doing for like the first third of the game when I was following the guide. I didn't understand how to do the guide. And now I do. And so I go faster through the game. And when I get to the points where I like remember stuff or like I don't really need to experience it again, I can fast forward it. So it'll be like a quicker run through. It's so good. Persona 5 Royal is just absolutely incredible. And it's worth a second playthrough. And then prior to that, it's all the platinums that I've gotten at the end of last year. So I have a stack of platinums on my wall. Tactics Ogre Reborn is a fantastic tactics game, and I would love to go back to it. I'm not going to platinum it, but I'd like to at least finish a run through of the story. I got really far in it too. So yeah, that's... So if I get the Persona 5 Royal Platinum, that's 1. Oh yeah, Horizon Call of the Mountain. I got to finish that on PlayStation VR 2. That's 2. Minecraft Dungeons is 3. Hogwarts Legacy is 4. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is 5. So that's 5 platinum trophies that I could get if I were to focus my efforts. And I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this year so far. So if I got 5 more, that would put me at 10, and then I'm caught up to May. So then I have to start thinking about some of the quicker platinums that I have that I could knock out. And I know What Remains of Edith Finch's PlayStation 5 version is installed on my PlayStation and ready to go. And I can get that platinum because there is a platinum on the PS5 version. I can get that in like 2 days tops. Like just knock that out. And that would be a stack of trophies. So that would be 6. And then maybe with the new PlayStation Plus stuff coming tomorrow, part of that is... Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which I've gotten the platinum on the PlayStation 4 version, but the PlayStation 5 version will come free, and I can start it and get some more trophies there. I just don't know if I want to go through the headaches of the grind for the trophy where you have to get every single character at the max level in the campaign, and then so that's like tons and tons of playthroughs. And then there's the one where you have to like beat Super Shredder without getting hit, and that's kind of a pain because you got to jump into an online game right when they defeat Shredder and hopefully like get lucky and roll the die so that you don't get hit. There's other dumb things like that I could probably engage the community with to find. I just don't know if I feel like doing that when there's so many other things out there that I could just play through and have fun with. So yeah, that's my trophy list is looking a little weak this year. So I mean, I got 122 trophies in April. So a breakdown for the year: in January I got 86 trophies. In February, I got 66 trophies. In March, only 32. In April, 122. April was stacked. And then May, I only got 29, and so far in June, I've got 20. So if you look at my little graph, you can see the downward slope where I'm just like decreasing month over month over month overall. It makes me sad. I want more trophies. But Zelda, that's why March was only 32 trophies. May. May was 29 trophies because May 12th is when Tears of the Kingdom came out. So, I'm almost done with that game. So I finally decided to focus my efforts there and be done with Zelda. I need to get Zelda off. This is what I'm playing. Zelda's amazing, absolutely incredible game. It needs to go. I need to finish it. So my last bit of work that I need to do now is to do all of the great fairies. I'm missing one of the 4. So I gotta unlock the 4th great fairy, and then I'm not going to do any more side quests or any more adventuring. I'm going straight to the end. I've gotten all the temples done. I've got the Master Sword. I'm honed in. Got to finish the game before Final Fantasy 16 comes out on Thursday, and then Final Fantasy 16 will take over pretty much everything with a little Diablo 4 on the side with friends. I still want to get to level 100 and do the gear grind and play some seasons and have fun slaying monsters and leveling up and doing those fun things and getting crazy gems and all that stuff. It's super fun with me. So it never ends. 2023 is just nuts. I cannot believe we're in a year where we've got a new Diablo, a new Zelda, a new Street Fighter, a new Final Fantasy, all in one year. It's absolutely insane. The Dead Space remake, Resident Evil 4 remake, the Metroid Prime remaster are just shining examples of honoring retro games and remastering them and doing it well. 2023 is just a year for the record. I would say, I've said this before, it's up there with 1998 and whatever year BioShock came out, 2005 or 6, where it was just an insane year with a whole bunch of great games. Here we are again. What a great time to be a gamer. We are being fed too much too fast. And then in October, we've got Spider-Man 2 and Starfield. What the heck? Who is even Termite? I'm a fake gamer. I don't even know what's going on. It's Starfield, right? Am I nuts? Yeah. Starfield comes out September 6th, and if you're into Assassin's Creed, there's Assassin's Creed Mirage coming in October, and then there's Spider-Man 2 coming in October 20th. So the fall is coming. So there's a couple of months, that would be July and August, where there's not a lot coming. So I hopefully have a chance to catch up. Give me 60 days to just play some games. Not focusing on the Switch because there's nothing. Pikmin 4 is coming out in July, but I don't know if I'm going to pick that up right away. I have Pikmins 1, 2, and 3, so I feel like I need to get 4 to finish the collection. But I'm not super excited about it because Pikmin is. I beat 3. I beat all of them. I played through every single one of them. Nintendo has this awesome idea where you have a difficulty and you have fun, and they've straddled the line of making the difficult stuff usually separate or optional. If you want to go down that road, you can, but the game is generally fun. Pikmin is the only game I've played from Nintendo that breaks that. And the difficulty and the fun, it's not fun and it's difficult. And I just have to push through, and it's not the best. That's my opinion. I'm not super into Pikmin. I think it's fine. I find it too stressful. There's too much going on at once, and I can't control everything. Stuff happens. You Pikmin get wrecked, and it's really stressful. So it's kind of like Lemmings Unhinged. I don't really know how to know. It's not, because the Pikmin follow you more around. You don't just send them off and they just keep walking. So, woof. Yeah. That is what I'm playing. Those are the trophies. That's my thoughts. Going through some of that stuff. News. Industry news. There have been a lot of little tidbits of news coming out of the Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase, the Ubisoft Forward, Capcom Showcase. Things like Starfield's only going to run at 30 frames per second, and apparently the new Sonic game isn't going to take place in Emerald Hills or Green Hill Zone. They're not doing Green Hill Zone anymore for the new Sonic that was announced, which is great. So there's a lot of these little news things, but in the midst of that, we also got a Ubisoft Forward and a Capcom Showcase, which are huge, so I'm going to focus on those. If I want to circle back around to hit some of the tinier news tidbits, I may or may do that at a later episode. But for today, I am going to focus on going through a recap of the Ubisoft Forward and the Capcom Showcases, which happened after the Xbox Showcase. So this is the end of the, quote, E3 season. There is no E3, but all of the people did their things. These are the last two showcases, and there was some overlap. So I'm just going to follow IGN. They have a great, everything announced, articles, synopsis for this stuff. This one, so Ubisoft, Logan Plant, everything announced over at IGN. Give them a click if you want. So the Ubisoft Forward 2023 is a wrap, and Ubisoft showed off a lot of its plans for the rest of 2023 and beyond, from a huge gameplay chunk of Star Wars Outlaws to a release date for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora to updates on a trio of Assassin's Creed titles. Ubisoft packed a lot into this summer showcase. In case you missed any of it or want to watch some trailer footage again, read on to learn everything announced at the Ubisoft Forward. So that's what I'm doing. All right, Star Wars Outlaws was announced as part of 2023's Xbox Game Showcase. If you remember in my recap, or if you saw it, it was just a gameplay, not a gameplay, but a CGI teaser trailer. Ubisoft waited for its own presentation to share the first look at the gameplay. Outlaws is in development at Massive Entertainment. They are the same company that made The Division. Ubisoft is calling it the first open-world Star Wars game. The gameplay showcase showed off combat, including how adorable companion Nyx can help protagonist Kay Vess in the heat of battle. And we also saw Kay riding a speeder, deciding if she wanted to bribe an Imperial officer, and eventually hopping into a ship to escape hyperspace. This gameplay demo is amazing. I'm going to sit here for a minute. That's what the synopsis from IGN. Now this is just my take. It starts off, I've watched this whole thing like twice, so I've spent some time with it. It looks amazing. First off, we're finally at next gen. Like, all the games that were showcased over this whole E3 season finally start to feel like we're in the next generation of consoles. We had the pandemic. We had a huge cross-generation time period, unprecedented. We're like 3 years into PlayStation 5, and we're still getting cross-gen releases. All of PlayStation's first-party games, except for Returnal and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and The Last of Us Part 1, were all PlayStation 4 titles as well. So all the Horizon stuff, God of War, all PS4 cross-releases. And we're seeing that on the third-party side as well. So we're finally here. We're finally at next gen. These games are starting to shape up to showcase what we can experience with next-generation hardware only, and not letting the old hardware pull them back. So first off, Star Wars Outlaws looks absolutely phenomenal. And I love that it's a full gameplay trailer in-engine, and it starts off there's a lot of story in this trailer, which is neat because it sets up kind of what's going on in the context for what you're going to watch. But I'm going to focus on the gameplay. It's like third person, over the shoulder, very much like a Jedi Survivor, but with like a blaster. So there's no Jedi, which is cool. Finally, like Star Wars and Jedi and lightsabers are great. They're awesome. I love all that stuff. I'm here for it. Jedi Survivor was amazing. But it's so cool to get different Star Wars stories from different people's perspectives, because it's such a big, giant world, and it doesn't always have to revolve around the Jedi, which is why The Mandalorian's so great. Jedi came in there too. But anyway, I digress. Third person, over the shoulder, you're sneaking around in a cantina, and it showed like some optional. Well, then you go into like a starfield or a space where your aircraft is, but you have to sneak, and so you can. It showed like stealth. You can stealth around enemies. You can crawl behind stuff, and it seemed like you had a little bit of freedom with it being a gameplay. You could tell. Then there was a mistake happened and alerted all of the enemy's attention, and then it became like the big action stuff where you're like taking cover, you're sending out your companion to do environmental distractions, things are blown up around you. This is very much like The Division, right? It's very, cover shooter, look around, you're shooting stuff, kind of ducking and diving, and then you get to the point where you can escape, and it's hard to tell like how the player is directed as to what to do, because this is just such a vertical slice and a very, very controlled demonstration of what you're doing. So clearly the player, the developer who was playing, knew exactly what to do without any direction. The GUI was very limited. Decided it was time to just leave, and we're not going to engage the enemies. We're just going to run away. So it's to get through this, and you get out, and then they hop on a speeder bike and start speeding. So now we have vehicle stuff, and that's a whole different like gameplay situation happening, locked into going really fast and trying to defend yourself and shoot things down. And then after that, you get to your spaceship and you take off into outer space, and it's full-blown aerial combat in space where there's no up. So crazy that all this stuff was showcased, and it all looked like it looked cohesive, it looked polished, it seemed awesome. And none of it's like the early footage of Hogwarts Legacy when they first showcased like all the different things you could do. I thought it was too much. The game is putting too many things into one game, and it's not going to come together correctly. And I was almost right. Like it kind of was there. But this just felt like polished, cohesive, good, solid game. And I know Ubisoft Massive is a great developer because the Division 1 and 2 are awesome games. And so go check this trailer out because it's really, really good. I'm excited about it. It's definitely going to be a day one pickup for me. And it's cool because I'll get into this with the next game. Star Wars Outlaws doesn't look like a reskin or a clone of any existing Ubisoft titles. Like, it doesn't look like a Division 2 in Star Wars. It looks like its own unique thing. Like, it stands out on its own. So we'll see when the game actually comes out or closer to release when we have reviews and such. But I don't even know when the release date. I think it's early 2024 is the release date there. In fact, I will fast forward to the end here and see. It says open world, which tells me it's going to be huge. Yeah, 2024. So there's no actual release date. So that's for next year. So Avatar Frontiers of Pandora gets a release date. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is finally coming on December 7th. That's very close. The first-person action adventure will see players control a Na'vi trained by the RDA to fight against their own people, but the Na'vi eventually reconnects with their heritage, learning Na'vi weapons and skills to prepare for RDA's inevitable return. Showed off a new trailer and gameplay breakdown along the way to title. Okay, so this is totally a reskin of Far Cry. That's everything about this game screams and looks like it is a reskin of Far Cry. This is your Far Cry 7, or if you will, like your Far Cry Primal, right? It's a spin-off. It's all in the world of Avatar. You clearly a licensed IP. All the stuff. I'm not familiar with that world. I've only seen the first Avatar movie when it first came out eons ago. So even the second movie that I haven't seen that yet. But here it is. Basically, it's Far Cry. It looks great. Like it had a good showing. It seems like it would be a lot of fun if you're into the world of Avatar. But it's totally going to be the same, like go to the tower, reveal the map, and grind for these abilities, your skill tree, all the things, just like Far Cry. And that might not be a bad thing. If that's what you want, go for it. All right, there was a Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown gameplay was revealed. Following the announcement last week at Summer Game Fest, Ubisoft unveiled gameplay for Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. 2D action Metroidvania is semi-open world, and more areas open up as you gain new powers and improve your skills. We saw a lot of the game's fast-paced sword combat with plenty of flashy finishing moves on some of the tougher enemies. Time powers are also present, but sometimes your enemies will use them against you. It's coming out January 18th in 2024 on all the platforms. This game is is side-scrolling. I think I talked about it because it was announced at Summer Game Fest on the show, but there was more here. This really reminds me of Metroid Dread and Samus Returns, which is not a bad thing at all. It actually looks really, really, really good. And as I said before, it's made by the people who did Rayman Legends, which is like a 10 out of 10. So absolutely phenomenally looking game. If you're into Prince of Persia, that IP, I don't know anything about it. I've never played anything in that series, but this looks like a game I would love to play if I had time to play it. 2D action Metroidvania platformer. Love it. Action was great. Go check it out. And then in Assassin's Creed Mirage, direct combat is a, quote, backup solution. Ubisoft shared an extended look at Assassin's Creed Mirage gameplay, showing off the back-to-basics stealth-centric gameplay. The gameplay focused on the concept that there's always a discreet way to take out your enemies, whether that's through Basim's hidden blade, blow darts, or smoke bombs. The game takes place in 19th century Baghdad and will follow Basim in a tragic coming-of-age story. The game launches on October 12th. Every single time a new Assassin's Creed game is showcased, unveiled, displayed, what have you, I get super excited. It looks amazing. I'm in. I want to play all the Assassin's Creed because I've never played any of them. I've dabbled in the first one on the PlayStation 3, and there's no trophies, so no motivation to play that one at all. And I have in my collection all the Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, Black Flag, and those are like the main entry ones. But I also have Brotherhood, and I have Revelations sitting on PlayStation 3, ready to go. And then I also own Origins and Odyssey on my PS4, and I want to play all of them. But they're all so big. The games are huge, and I actually started Origins, and I hate it because I have like a trophy, and it didn't hook me at all. It's so slow to start, and the open world nature of it, you get all these side quests, you have a mainline quest, it's just like, again, like it feels so samey, but like, I don't know what the difference between Assassin's Creed Origins is with like Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War Ragnarok, and Far Cry 3, which I played. These other like other games, they all kind of blend together because they all have the same kind of formula. It's like I'm doing the same thing again. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Hogwarts Legacy. It's the third-person open world exploration, do all the side quests. Zelda even is doing the same thing. Breath of the Wild, I guess, set us in that direction. But Mario Odyssey was kind of the same. So those other games I just mentioned have all hooked me in some way, and they get me into it, and they have the unique aspects to them that shine, and they stand apart, and I played them. But Assassin's Creed Origins doesn't have anything that is grabbing me or seems to like pull me in. And I don't know if it's like the story is just told so slowly at the beginning or what. I don't know. The combat, how it feels. There's RPG elements added to Assassin's Creed. That was kind of what the newer ones started with Origins, and then Odyssey, Valhalla, and now Mirage, where in the original Assassin's Creed, there wasn't the RPG stats. There wasn't like gear, equipment, or levels. It was just you played the game, and it just was what it was. And so you have to play like side quests. You got to find gear. You got to do things, or you're going to fall behind the level curve, and then you're not going to be able to do the main quest in Assassin's Creed Origins. And so I don't know. It just didn't hook me. So anyway, here I am going on a tangent about Assassin's Creed. But Mirage was showcased. It looks amazing. This is one of those next-gen or like current-gen games, again, so we're starting to see like an increase in quality and polish, graphical fidelity, what have you. Even the animations of the combat just like seem next level, something we haven't seen yet. Mortal Kombat 1's trailer also felt that way, like current-gen, crazy new animation possibilities and stuff. So it's more than just like, oh, it looks pretty. It's like, no, there's things in the game's bones that you can make out through watching the trailer and the gameplay footage that actually make it feel next-gen or current-gen, whatever. I don't know if it's like more environmental details, animations, how the characters interact with the environment, like footsteps and like footprints and other like particle effects and lighting and shadows, whatever they're doing. It's more than just like, oh, it's pretty graphics. It's like built into how it moves and what you don't know how it feels unless you have a controller in your hand. But when you're watching these things, you kind of get a feeling for how it feels. And that's all I've got to go by. And all this stuff feels current gen. So Assassin's Creed Nexus features the return of classic assassins. Assassin's Creed Nexus is the franchise's first foray into VR, and it will feature a three-pronged story starring a trio of returning characters: Assassin's Creed 2's Ezio, Odyssey's Cassandra, and Assassin's Creed 3's Connor. The game takes Assassin's Creed's classic stealth assassination gameplay and brings it to the first-person perspective, where players will still be able to use hidden blade, sword, smoke bombs, bow, and more. The game is coming to MetaQuest 2 and does not yet have a release date. So no PSVR 2? What? Come on. Like, that's a shoo-in. Come on, Sony, get on that. Yeah, so cool VR stuff. Assassin's Creed Codename Jade lets you fully customize your assassin. Codename Jade is an upcoming Assassin's Creed mobile game, and Ubisoft revealed it's set to enter a public testing phase later this month, and in a series first, players can fully customize the appearance of their assassin, including gender, clothes, and more. The game takes place during China's Qin Dynasty, or Qin, I don't know how to say that, it's Qin, between the events of Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Origins. Cool, mobile stuff, customization, neat. The Crew Motorfest arrives this September. The Crew Motorfest now has a release date of September 14th. This is the third installment of the Crew franchise, but it's the first to see the series leave the continental U.S. The Crew Motorfest takes drivers to Hawaii, where it appears to emulate Forza Horizon's festival format. In addition to cars, players can expect to control bikes, boats, and aircraft as well. I'm a racing fan. I love racing games, but for some reason, these like spin-off racers, the Crew being one of them, Project Cars being another, I don't know if I just don't have time in my life to play them because I like Gran Turismo and Forza Horizon. Like, those are my three that I hang out with. And even like Need for Speed games I dabble in. But for some reason, I never really connected with the Crew. Even Drive Club back on PlayStation 4, like I dabbled in it, but they don't really grab me. So I saw this and I was like, oh, looks cool. But it's about time. If I had all the time in the world and I was just sitting around like, I want to play a game. I want to play a racing game, and Forza's not out yet, I'd probably grab this. This looks cool. But September 14th, I'm going to be playing Starfield. And that's another October release, is Forza Motorsport. That's coming out in October as well, with Spider-Man 2. So, not going to play this at all. Looks great. Sure. Hawaii looks fun. I love Hawaii. I spent most of my summer there last year. So, go check this out, I guess, if you want to race around Hawaii. Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix, gets its first trailer. That is an anime coming to Netflix later this year. It's based on Far Cry 3's Blood Dragon expansion. We got a teaser trailer revealing the show will star various Ubisoft characters from outside the Far Cry universe. So if you're into that, go check it out. X-Defiant is Ubisoft's upcoming free-to-play first-person arena shooter. That just turns me on. Like, I don't even care anymore. When you say free-to-play first-person arena shooter, I'm like, nope, next. Like, that just turns me off entirely as a gamer. The company revealed it's coming sometime this summer. Before its official launch, Ubisoft is holding an open session June 21st through the 23rd. Detailed its launch plan, 14 maps, 5 factions, 5 modes, 24 weapons. In year 1, 4 more factions, 12 new weapons, and 12 new maps. X-Defiant, whatever. Okay. I think it's an arena shooter that borrows characters and IP from various Ubisoft franchises and puts them together. No interest, no clue. Sorry if I offend folks who are super into X-Defiant. Please reach out through social media channels and outlets and let me know that you want me to talk more about X-Defiant. And I will go and do that work for you. But as far as I know, no one in my circles and the audience that listens to me, they're not really into these things either. Skull and Bones closed beta coming in August. The long-delayed Skull and Bones is getting a closed beta from August 25th to 28th. You can register now at the game's official website. The beta's announcement was accompanied by a live musical performance set to a montage of Skull and Bones gameplay. I don't understand why this game still is not out and why they continue to push it. It has to be a poop or get off the pot. Like, I don't know what commitment they had, but Skull and Bones was like, they pulled the naval combat away from Black Flag and made it its own title. It has been in development hell. It has changed development studio. It has gone everywhere, in and out of the sun. It was just supposed to be like a PlayStation 4 game. We're 3 years into PS5 cycle. Here we are. It's still not out yet, but yet it's still a thing. They're still working on it. They're still pushing it. Now there's a beta. It's coming out. A live musical performance. That's like super strong marketing money being directed at this. I don't understand any of it. Why is this getting the attention it still is, and why didn't this just get canceled a long time ago? I don't know. Who is here for Skull and Bones? I'm sorry, I just don't know. Not knocking it. I guess if you want naval combat and you're excited about it, like, okay, cool. I'm not going to make any time for this. Tom Clancy's The Division Resurgence is coming this fall. It's an upcoming mobile game based on Ubisoft's co-op shooter franchise. There's a new trailer and a mobile for the title and a release window of fall 2023. Ubisoft Sizzle Reel reveals Jet Set Radio and Halo crossovers. The Sizzle Reel revealed Anno 1800 celebrating 25 years on PC and console. For Honor Year 7 Season 2 starts on June 15th. Trackmania is out now on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. A new planet is coming soon to Mario and Rabbids Spark of Hope. A Roller Champions and Jet Set Radio crossover. Master Chief and the Arbiter are coming to Brawlhalla. A free trial for Rocksmith Plus on PC and mobile. The Crew 2 Season 8 Episode 2 out now. A new Skate add-on coming to Riders Republic on September 26th, and Rayman coming to Sparks of Hope later this year. So as always, the slew of like content updates that get announced at these shows intermingled in with all the big new titles. You got to support your current IP and your current games, and so there's all that. So overall, pretty hype conference. I didn't really expect how good Ubisoft Forwards was going to be. I was like, what is Ubisoft even working on? They've been very quiet. There's been a lot of internal shakeup as far as leadership over the last couple of years, and they haven't really pushed out a big title, I don't think, since Far Cry 6. There hasn't been much. I don't remember the order of releases of their past games, but there was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Far Cry 6, and Assassin's Creed... I said that already. I don't know, but it's been a while. I just feel like Ubisoft hasn't really been out, like getting things done and creating attention for themselves. A lot of franchises out there that just didn't seem to have any updates. And now I'm excited about Star Wars Outlaws. I mean, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, and Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. 3 solid games, completely kind of new IP, new direction. They're not like sequels. And I mean, I guess Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora is kind of like a sequel to a movie. but it's not a sequel to a game. So they're like, to me, they're new gaming IPs, new franchises to start. And then Assassin's Creed Mirage had a solid showing if you're into that. So all in all, like 4 big major titles showcased. They all looked great. Gameplay footage in all of them. Polish. It's a good direction for Ubisoft to be in. Of course, there's the Crew Motorfest if you're into that too. Overall, a very, very good show. It was higher than my expectations for it. And now I'm going to move into Capcom's showcase. Everything cool I just said about Ubisoft, you can say the opposite about Capcom's showcase. It was a train wreck. I don't understand. It was wild and crazy and unpredictable, and some of the stuff they did didn't make any sense. That's just my take on the whole thing. But I'm going to go through what was showcased and what was shown off, not in any particular order. But this is Logan Plant again from IGN, Capcom Showcase, everything announced. The Capcom Showcase is a wrap, and the publisher shared new details on Dragon's Dogma 2, Pragmata, Ace Attorney, and more. In case you missed any of it or want to watch the trailers again, read on to learn everything announced. And so here we go. Dragon's Dogma 2 gets a gameplay deep dive trailer. Dragon's Dogma 2 got a gameplay trailer at the showcase showing off the large, wide fantasy world players will explore. And we learned about the new pawn system where NPC characters will fight the game's giant beasts alongside you. Capcom also said the world is 4 times the size of the original and that the gameplay is designed for players to creatively tackle combat in whatever way they can think of. The game is coming to PS5, Series X and S, and Steam. I don't know much about Dragon's Dogma, the franchise itself. I have never played the first one, so it looks amazing as far as the aesthetics, medieval combat, third-person, hack and slash, RPG mechanics, exploration kind of things. Maybe the story's cool, but so I'm interested in Dragon's Dogma 2. I've heard good things about the first one. The first one, like, totally under the radar. Apparently, it's really, really good, and not a lot of people talked about it. It didn't really get a lot of attention. So now's the chance for like the sequel here. It's got that next gen feel, you know, their current gen. I keep saying that, but we're here. Like, you know, the PS5 Series X generation, it has that vibe to it. So we're starting to see again, like, this entire E3 summer of gaming has showcased like new generation of games, new hardware. So Pragmata delayed indefinitely. Pragmata has been delayed from 2023 to an unknown year. Capcom revealed during the showcase this was the first we've heard of the game since 2021, but still haven't seen much of Capcom's upcoming action-adventure. To be fair, though, it was one of the most charming delay announcements we've ever seen, as news of the delay came along with an apology as scribbled on a piece of paper within the trailer. That was pretty cool. That was definitely the best moment of the show. So I don't really know how to describe what Pragmata is. It's like this super sci-fi, very anime, realistic looking is the art style game with like outer space, astronauts, a little girl, guns, like laser swords, and android robots. So who knows? A lot of people are just really excited about it, and now it's been delayed. So doing a terrible job explaining even what it is. So go check out the trailer. That'll answer all your questions. Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney Trilogy is coming in 2024. Ace Attorney 4, 5, and 6 are getting HD remasters and a compilation called Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. It includes Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. The trilogy is coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC in early 2024. So while we're all talking about the current generation of consoles, this one is for all the last ones. Include, I guess the Switch and PC are the only two modern ones, but PS4 and Xbox One is what is weird. These are 3DS titles, which is why this is significant. It's the only reason why I care about it, because I don't know anything about Ace Attorney. There's already been a trilogy of Ace Attorney 1, 2, and 3. You can get those on modern consoles now, but 4, 5, and 6 were locked away on the 3DS, which don't have any ports, as far as I know. Like, all of the good 3DS titles kind of trapped on that console. So this is really cool to see a trend, maybe, of where we're going to start, third parties might decide to port 3DS games over to current modern consoles. So I know there's some like Persona spin-offs that would be fun to see, and maybe some other RPGs. Bravely Default 1 would be cool to see on Switch, because Bravely Default 2 is there. Yeah, there you go. There's 3DS games. If you care about the Ace Attorney franchise, which I don't know anything about, but I've heard good things, it's coming to PS4, which you can play on your PS5, or Xbox One, that you can play on your Series X, and your PC, whatever. Exoprimal got more information. So I'm getting fatigued with the Exoprimal thing, like Deathloop, where I'm just like, okay, Capcom, Exoprimal. This was supposed to be Dino Crisis. It was revealed forever ago. It's supposed to be, in air quotes, that's like Termite. I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, Dino Crisis, is it finally coming? And then, no, it's not. It's Exoprimal. But the reason why that reference gets made is because it does involve like dinosaurs. So we're a month away from Exoprimal's release. Comes out next month, July 14th. And Capcom shared a new trailer for the dino hunting game ahead of launch. Capcom also showed a roadmap and battle pass for the live service elements of the game. We also got a deep dive on the story, a look at a new map featuring a space elevator and more. And a second open beta test is happening. It already happened, June 16th through the 18th. So if you care about Exoprimal, you are in for an imminent release. This kind of looks like a big giant cross between like Destiny and Anthem and Monster Hunter. It's third person combat with like big mech suit things, different types of weapons, guns, swords, all kinds of craziness. It could be fun. I'm not going to make time for it, but if you're into something you're done with Destiny and you want like an online games as a servicey type thing, this could be a good viable choice for you right now if you don't feel like playing any of the other current offerings like Apex Legends or something. We got a Ghost Trick demo announcement. The Ghost Trick Remaster is out on June 30th. A demo is now available now. A mystery game comes from Shu Takumi, the creator and writer of the original Ace Attorney trilogy. I said a mystery game. The story is a mystery, like reading a mystery novel. The game is not a mystery. It's here. You can see it. The trailer's there. The demo's available. Like, you can go play it. There's nothing mysterious about the game. The game is just a mystery story. Save data carries over from the demo. The main game's release is later this month. This kind of looks like a little indie-style artsy game. Looks kind of neat. But again, it's from the creators of Ace Attorney, so it's very text-heavy mystery, solving mysteries. So looking at things, analyzing stuff. Probably really good. I don't know. Kunitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess. We saw this was showcased at the Xbox Showcase. It was revealed through the Xbox Showcase. But there was the same exact trailer again in this. So it's running on the RE engine. Capcom said it's action and strategy. It'll be at the heart of the gameplay loop. So this actually looks really fun. It's got a little bit of Onimusha vibes to it. Weird, crazy art direction style. Hack and slash. Dodging, third person, lots of enemies on the screen at once, abilities. So I don't know. Looks kind of neat. Very very Japanese setting. I love the weird like skin door and the art style with the weird monsters, huge tongues, and just crazy biologically mutated things. Kind of unsettling in a way, but the color and the art are really great and it pops, and so it kind of has that juxtaposition between the two. So go check out Path of Goddess trailer. Looks kind of neat. There's a new mobile and PC game, Mega Man X Dive, was shown off during the stream. It's called Mega Man X Dive Offline, and it's coming sometime this year. You play as Mega Man X and other characters from the franchise, including characters that have never been playable before. The characters that are brand new are in the franchise. Familiar bosses in over 900 stages are playable. These types of mobile games, I'm just like, whatever, just skip on. I love Mega Man X. I love the universe. I love X 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I played the Mega Man X collection. I got the platinum in that because part 1, those 4 titles together make a platinum. Was there 4 platinums? I don't remember. But I loved them because those are Super Nintendo games and a PlayStation game. So, super into Mega Man X. So when this was announced, I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. Let me check this out. And as the trailer went on and continued down the path of like all the gacha mechanics and all the different playable characters and all I was like, okay, sure. And I lost interest. So that is that. That is a wrap on the Capcom showcase, so nowhere near as strong as Ubisoft's or Xbox's. The whole entire presentation of their show was just campy and weird, and they tried to be like a Nintendo Direct with like the voice between, but it didn't land. It was just awkward. The whole presentation, not great. Train wreck. So that's that. So retro talk. I started Call of Duty Black Ops. This game had come out. I was super into Call of Duty when it came out, and I was super into Modern Warfare 2, which is a Infinity Ward title. So if you know, Call of Duty is developed by multiple studios, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and more. I mean, they're all under Activision's like umbrella, and there's so many studios developing Call of Duty at any given time. That's how they can come out with these big giant AAA titles every single year when each one takes 5 to 6 years to make. So they're deep in studios, and the number of people working on Call of Duty is absolutely insane. It's like one of the biggest franchises in the world. It's a huge moneymaker, way more money than you would ever think possible. You, gamer, who think Call of Duty might not be the best thing ever, or think Call of Duty is just a waste of time, and it's not real games, and they're catering to a specific crowd. All that is kind of like the cultural perspective of Call of Duty, and a lot of people have that opinion, but it's huge. It makes an astronomical amount of money, and that's why Activision is so big, even without Blizzard's franchises. So Call of Duty is crazy. So this one, Black Ops 1, it came out right on the heels a year later after Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 completely captivated me and my friend group. We played the crap out of it. It took me away from a lot of video games at the time. Much like World of Warcraft has that effect where it's just you constantly play this one title and you skip other things because that's all you're focusing on. I like to play everything because I'm a big gamer and I want to play all the things. There are folks out there, probably the majority of gamers, that don't do that. They buy one game and they play that one game, that one thing for years and years and years and years, and they play it over and over and over again. That's your big whales. Those are the people that play Destiny 2 for forever. They play Diablo forever. They play League of Legends forever. Well, I jumped in that world for a little while through Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and I played Black Ops when it first came out. Some friends picked it up, and I went to their house and played it, and I hated it. I was like, this doesn't feel the same way. It doesn't have the same vibe. And because it was made by Treyarch, I didn't think Treyarch could make a good Call of Duty game. I was an Infinity Ward fan. It was a whole thing. So now that I have this Frankenstein to PlayStation 3, I have been going back. Well, throughout my entire PlayStation 3 saga of this original launch PlayStation, I'm always looking for quick campaigns to run through, stuff that's 5 to 10 hours long. I can enjoy it, get in and out, and kind of dabble into the history of gaming from 2006 when that era started through 2012, 2013 when the PS4 came out in 2013. So that whole generation of stuff, I want to go back and dabble. And part of that is going through the Call of Duty games that I missed, because I do enjoy the Call of Duty campaigns. So I played Call of Duty Ghosts. That was one of the PlayStation 3 ones. And then I just finished World at War. And now I've jumped into Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 is extremely good. The campaign is very engaging right off the bat and very intriguing. There's a lot of mystery involved. The story is told through an interrogation. You start off, you are captive. The character you're playing, the main character of the game, Mason, is strapped to a chair and being interrogated. And so there's lots of brutal interrogation tactics happening, like torture things. And then each campaign is kind of a flashback and a telling of his confession to these interrogators as they break him. And so you get the people he's worked with, the missions he was sent on, is really, really good, really cool. And each mission, takes a layer of the mystery away, and so you're starting to get the cohesive storyline revealed as you play. Mechanically, now in hindsight, having played Call of Duty Ghost, Call of Duty World at War, all the Modern Warfares, it feels exactly the same. So was I full of crap back when the game came out? Likely. Was I biased against Treyarch and for Infinity Ward? Yeah, that's probably what it was, because everybody else in the world was playing Black Ops except me. I intend to play Black Ops 2 as soon as I finish Black Ops 1. I'll go right in and I'll just knock out all the rest of these Call of Duties that I have not played yet. It's a blast. It's great. They're first-person shooters, it's just fast-paced action, easy to pick up. I don't play on hard difficulties. I do follow some trophy walkthroughs and some guides to get as many trophies as I can through a playthrough of the campaign. So if there's collectibles, I'll get them. If there's level-specific things you're supposed to do, I'll get those. Reload checkpoints is easy, so if you fail, make sure you wipe out these 6 tanks with exactly 6 shots. So if you mess up, you just reload the checkpoint and you're fine. You just go do it again. And it's easy trophies, attainable, I should say. Not necessarily not difficult, but attainable. And if you fail, you can just reload and try again. So I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying using my Frankenstein PlayStation 3 to do that. I love the PlayStation 3 generation, and it's just part of playing that and collecting as many trophies as possible. So Black Ops 1 is what I'm currently playing through. It's great. The Frankenstein's holding up just fine. Everything's great. I take a duster of air. I have an compressed air dust can, and I will dust it every week. So once a week, I'll stand it up on its side, and I'll blow all the vents and all the fans just to make sure it's all not collecting dust at all. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. Like, I've played now through all of Dead Space, all of Grand Theft Auto 4, and so that combined is probably 30 hours. And then now I'm playing Black Ops 1, and I played World at War. So that's 3 games I have finished on my Frankie. That's the short for Frankenstein. And now I'm working on my 4th one, and it's a rock-solid beast. I've never had this thing working for this long. When I'd gotten it fixed the first time before the Frankenstein mod, I had started playing Call of Duty Ghosts, and I did not finish the campaign. I was probably 7 hours or so in when it died. So now that I've gone through 30 to 40 hours of gaming on this thing since I got it, and it's still running strong, still great, I think I am not worried anymore about it dying. But I have a warranty coverage through around October. That's the 6 months after I'd gotten it, so I've got 4 more months of gaming to do on it, trying to hit it hard and break it. Because if it's going to break, it should break before October so that I can get it fixed for free with the warranty coverage. The repair was, of course, done by Computer Booter. You can check out his live streams on YouTube. Just look for Computer Booter. Spelled, those are English words, so spell them correctly and you'll find him. He does his live streams every day, fixing consoles. He still goes strong. I still jump in chat sometimes and hang out. Sometimes on their Discord server, hang out. I want to interview him for the show still. That has not died. He's actually going to come to the East Coast in late July, so we're coordinating a little bit to see if maybe we can get some time zone lineup for us, because he's a very, very busy person. He works a lot. So that is, I believe, episode 23 of Termite's Buzz. Thank you for hanging out with me. Almost an hour long. 2 more shows that we had to recap here. We're done with E3 season now, and it's just back to the regular churn of video game news leading through the summer. I'm sure it'll get quiet here soon as everyone popped up to tell us everything, and they all go back into their holes and develop everything. There's a big news story about the Embracer Group I think I want to talk about next week, and some big layoffs happening. Did they grow too fast, too strong, too quick? Yes, and we'll talk about that later. So with that, go to 80bitpodsmash.com. That's my landing website with a link tree to all of the social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, Twitter. There's a Discord server, TikTok. You can interact with us in any of those ways that you would like. Come hang out, play Diablo 4. I'm still playing that online with friends. And tell us your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns. You want something read on the show, you want to discuss something, throw a topic in. That's great. I'll do that, but no one ever takes me up on that. So if you want, I'm here for it, and I look forward to playing Final Fantasy 16, so I'll have impressions of that next week. I hope you all are as well. If you're looking for a podcast platform that you don't know, you're coming by way of like YouTube or something, all 80bitpodsmash.com. There's RSS feed you can throw into all of your phone subscriptions, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, etc. Google Play, Apple Podcasts, we're there. So be sure to check me out on those platform feeds. With that, I will see you next week.